You know, back when I was growing up, my way of entertainment from television began to slowly but surely decline. This was due to the fact I couldn't afford cable, and I began to go onto the media to find something worthwhile content to watch, to which I found YouTube. So many things that I have saw on that platform has changed me for better or worse. Mostly worse. However, YouTube was a very different platform back then. Before shitbag Wabbajack ruined YouTube, the copyright rules weren't as strict as they are now, meaning you would be able to post full episodes of cartoons and anime, and it would be fine. I was blessed with good stuff like OG Dragon Ball, Ed, Ed and Eddie, and Chinese SpongeBob, to where SpongeBob episode, but a Chinese dub, and they wore Chinese hats. But one show in particular has slowly resurfaced itself back onto the platform, to which a show I thought would never see the light of day due to its extreme content. That show being Drawn Together. What was Drawn Together? Drawn Together is an animated adult sitcom created by Dave Jesser and Matt Silverstein. It aired on Comedy Central on October 27th, 2004. Man, I was 2 years old when the show came out. The supposed plot of the show is a bunch of cartoon characters earn a reality show where they complete challenges and earn rewards. These characters are parodies based off of well known cartoons and video games, to which I'll get to that in a minute. It's more of an episodic show to where the main characters go on their wacky hijinks. Though it doesn't stray off from their main premise, sometimes the reality show plot is a main part of the episode. Drawn Together consisted of 8 main characters. There's Captain Hero, Princess Clara, Toot, Ling Ling, Foxy Love, Xander, Spaking Ham, and Wuldor. And then there's also the Jew producer, and yes, that's his name, is in there as well as the host of the show. Like I said before, these characters are based off of well known cartoons and video games. Captain Hero is obviously Superman, Toot is, well, Betty Boop. Ling Ling is also based off of Pokemon, and Wuldor is a parody of SpongeBob, who is voiced by Johnny Test. Each and every one of these characters have distinct characteristics and an incredible voice cast to go with it. Tara Strong, who voices both Princess Clara and Toot, said that she loved the characters that she was playing, and this was one of her favorite roles. In fact, a lot of the voice cast didn't really have negative or anything negative to say about Drawn Together. Cree Summers, the person behind number 5, voices Foxy Love, a parody of Josie and the Pussycats. I was really astonished by all the popular cast that played in this show. Hell, they even had characters from other shows such as Peter and Lois to cameo in one episode. Drawn Together had a lot of cameos and crossovers, a lot being Hamburger Helper, Transformers, Strawberry Shortcake, Terminator, and many, many more. That's right, Endgame. Stand back. Drawn Together had the most ambitious crossover. Now, the show's demographic. There's something about Drawn Together that you need to know about. It's an adult animated show, so there's going to be a lot of raunchy, deplorable, and offensive humor. And I'm not taking that very lightly. Drawn Together has went beyond boundaries that I never thought adult cartoons would go. The reason why I never expected it to see the light of day, because Drawn Together had done a lot of things that would never fly with modern media, which is in the following. At first, Comedy Central didn't really mind the earlier seasons. However, by season 3, they felt the show's humor was simply too far outside of boundaries of good taste. By November 14th, 2007, Drawn Together has been officially cancelled, with only 36 episodes. On April 20th, 2010, 3 years after Drawn Together show was cancelled, Drawn Together the movie was released. Though originally announced for a November 2009 release, the film's release date was pushed to March 23rd, and then to April. And oh boy, was it terrible. The budget was fractioned, characters were just awful, and the jokes did not even hit the slightest. Mr. Enter made a whole video dedicated to Drawn Together the movie, so if you'll want to watch it, link will be in the description. Though, to make the long story short, it was sad to say that the Drawn Together movie was a massive failure and failed to live up to the early seasons, to which was a shame. After that, Drawn Together was never heard from for a long while. On January 8th, 2023, Drawn Together clips have been showing up on YouTube for a long while now. I don't know why it happened. I don't know why YouTube is suddenly putting Drawn Together back on the algorithm. But hey, I'm not complaining about it. Now that I'm older and understand the jokes more, I think it's safe to say that Drawn Together was a pretty good show. It had such clever dialogue and jokes, and it's what made the show good. And I love that it doesn't hold back any punches on race, religion, and many more. It's not as on the nose as Family Guy. Drawn Together is a national adult cartoon treasure. And if you're planning on watching it, it's available on Paramount Plus and Prime Video. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you like, subscribe, and don't forget to share it with your friends. Anyway, that's it. Adios, muchachos.